AajTak, we're going live now. Big news coming in from the England camp, something that we'd spoken of on Sports Day a couple of days back as well. But now an official confirmation. There's an official stamp that's been put on all the reports that were doing the rounds, and Ben Stokes, in the most sensational manner, is all set to return to ODI cricket. He's gone ahead and reversed his decision. It was exactly about a month and a year back, so just about 13 months back, when he had announced that playing across all three formats is not sustainable anymore. His body is not holding up. His left knee continues to be dodgy. It is a World Cup here. We're only 50 days away from the World Cup. England will be playing the first match of this particular edition of the World Cup. It will be a repeat of the final of the year 2019, and guess what? It does look like Ben Stokes will be there on that team sheet for England, because he has been included in the New Zealand series, which is starting very soon now. 4 matches that England will be playing against New Zealand. Last month, during the course of the Ashes, it was said that Ben Stokes was asked this question, because it's World Cup here, would he be making a comeback? He said that he has no ideas right at the moment, and all his focus was on the Ashes. But now he has gone ahead and reversed the decision. England have gone ahead and put out their squad. Ben Stokes happens to be in that squad for the ODI series against New Zealand. A big sign that a big return for the ODI World Cup is also on the cards. But Ben Stokes, the match winner for them back in the year 2019, that final 84 not out that he was, well, that changed the complexion of the final, and he has now been included in the squad for the New Zealand series.
I mean, yes, I don't know what it is about England players and unretiring, but Ben Stokes has taken a leaf out of Moeen Ali's notebook, and I think it is a very telling sign that he has been included for the New Zealand series, because this is their last series before the World Cup.
No, they have Ireland. They are playing Ireland as well. So England will be playing against Ireland too. I think 3 matches against Ireland also in the offing for England, and you do expect full-fledged England side to be taking on Ireland as well. Not quite sure at the moment as to when that series starts, but these two were the series for England as far as their preparation for the ODI World Cup is concerned. That knee still continues to be an issue as far as Ben Stokes is concerned. And also, by the way, let me also tell you something that was also said here on Sports Day a couple of days back as well, when we broke the story to you, that Ben Stokes, what this return could also mean is that he may not necessarily be playing for the Chennai Super Kings in next year's edition of the IPL. Why, you would ask? Well, the reason for that is believed to be that he could undergo the knee surgery, which has long been pending. He could be undergoing that surgery once he's done playing at the Cricket World Cup. So after he is done playing the Cricket World Cup, he will be taking a call on his knee. If he undergoes a surgery, it is likely that the rehab process will be long, and it could end up being overlapping with the IPL window as well. Remember, next year you're looking at the IPL also being held a little earlier than usual, than the usual window that you have, because of general elections in India. So that's going to be the reason why the IPL could also be moved back a bit. But Ben Stokes was ready. One of the things that was talked about as far as this Ben Stokes return is concerned, that would he be ready to let go of IPL? Well, clearly we're getting to see certain answers now. The other thing as far as Ben Stokes was as to what exactly was the dialogue, let's say, or what exactly changed his mind. He knows, and the team knows very well, that it was solely on his efforts that the English side were able to stage that magnificent win in that final of the 2019 World Cup. And Ben Stokes, of course, being a key figure in that. He, by the way, interestingly, is only one of the 9 players who continue to be in the side. There's only 9 players from that team who still happen to be in contention for this year as well, for the World Cup. And it turns out that Ben Stokes will also be one of those 9 guys. One of the other things as well, and that takes me back to one of the interactions that had happened with him during the course of the Ashes, which only concluded last month, was the fact that he was constantly, while England were trying to stamp their authority in the Ashes as well, everyone was persistently asking Ben Stokes, it's a World Cup year, would you be coming back or not? And those questions were in fact posed to Matthew Mott as well. I remember what Mott said. Mott said that he, at some point, he does expect Josh Butler to be having a conversation with Ben Stokes, and it does turn out that there's something with Englishmen having conversations amongst each other, because it was one text message.
Each other.
Exactly. There was one text message that was sent to Moeen Ali just about a couple of weeks back from the first test of this year's Ashes, and Moeen Ali ended up reversing his decision, and guess what? Perhaps a phone call from Josh Butler has also ended up changing things. A lot of questions as far as Jofra Archer is concerned. It was touted that it was said that he could also be returning for this particular series. Remember, it's a high profile series, the kind of opponent you would want to play ahead of the World Cup, but there is no Jofra Archer as far as this ODI side is concerned. Is he out of contention for the World Cup? We don't know yet, but for all of you asking questions about Jofra Archer's injury update, it was believed that he too could be making a comeback. He's not sort of lost any of those clicks, let's say. His pace is pretty much intact, is what reports suggest. But contrary to what was believed, Jofra Archer isn't fit enough to be taking part for the upcoming series. Could be the fact that he could be returning for the Ireland series, but that also is not known yet, and nothing as far as the ODI World Cup is concerned has been commented by the ECB. Remember folks, don't be mistaken, we're only trying to read the situation here. The England Cricket Board hasn't clearly said that he will be, Ben Stokes will be there in the ODI World Cup, but for all you know, this is a huge indicator, and it's only a matter of time, if you ask me, that Ben Stokes will be named in that squad. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been retiring. So it'll only be let's say a formality, let's say. But now the world knows that Ben Stokes will be part of the World Cup squad for England. And maybe Gargi could run us through the squad as well, since we're talking about the ODI series against New Zealand, the 4-match series. We'll quickly run you through the squad as well. There's no Harry Brook. Remember, many of you asking about Harry Brook as well, but Gargi will be running you through the ODI squad for the New Zealand series.
Okay, so the squad looks something like this. Josh Butler is the captain, of course. Moeen Ali, Gus Atkinson, Johnny Bairstow, Sam Curran, Liam Livingstone, David Malan, Adil Rashid, Joe Root, Jason Roy, Ben Stokes, Reece Topley, David Wiley, Mark Wood and Chris Woke. So it looks like a pretty solid squad to me. I mean, Josh Butler has been hot and cold in the IPL, but after that, has he really played?
Yes, he was playing the 100. He was
playing the 100, but we're all excited to see what he does. I mean, I am, because a great batter.
Absolutely, absolutely. Josh Butler, you always want to be seeing him in action, and as far as the international stage is concerned, yes, he wasn't part of this test side, and he's not been in the scheme of things, but of course a very, very pivotal player as far as England and their ODI scheme of things is concerned. One of the questions being asked about Livingstone is also not there in the ODIs. I think Liam Livingstone is there, Akash, since you're asking about Liam Livingstone. He does happen to be there in the squad. There is David Malan as well. It's a packed England middle order, by the way, and the return of Ben Stokes, by the way, only makes it even more intimidating, this England squad. Already a lot of experts out there saying that England are one of the favourites or one of the top 2 contenders. In fact, people have gone ahead and said England are one of the 2 top sides, and for a middle order that already has the likes of Livingstone, Joe Root, David Malan, perhaps Harry Brook as well. I'm not sure why he's not been included at the moment. You add to that Ben Stokes, the tail. There is no English tail, let's say, over here, because even Adil Rashid can bat. Chris Wokes can bat, as we know. And in the Ashes as well, we saw Mark Wood also tonk a couple of sixes here and there. So this English side, it already had enough firepower. What adding a certain Ben Stokes does is it actually takes them to the next level, and they will be very, very strong contenders as far as their title defense is concerned.
I mean, yes. I mean, if you look at Ben Stokes' inclusion, England already bat pretty deep, and like you said, there's no England tail in that squad because they bat so deep and they are proven performers. But when we talk about Ben Stokes, he's such a grand player at the moment. I think even way before the 2019 World Cup, he was stepping up in crucial moments, and after the 2019 World Cup, I think Ben Stokes' stocks has only risen after that. And when we look at him, he's a proven performer in ICC tournaments as well, and he knows just when to step up. So I think this makes the England squad that much more fierce.
Absolutely, it's a fierce squad, it's a fearsome squad, and only time will tell as to how far this English side will go in the ODI World Cup. But a big news, a news that not just matters to England cricket, but news that will definitely cause, or rather I would say so, sort of flutter some feathers in some of the other camps as well, because you got to be planning now for Ben Stokes. You always need plans, even in the T20 World Cup, in the final as well. The way he sort of changed his approach was there to ensure that England go past the finish line. The man's of high caliber, simply put. He's a proven match winner and somebody who likes thriving in big tournaments and tough situations. Will he be bowling though? His full quota of 10 overs is something we'll have to wait and watch, because remember, in the IPL as well, it was a stop-start, hot and cold sort of an IPL as well. Not a lot of big knocks for him. Also suffered that toe injury, if you remember, which sort of put him on the sidelines for a while. So a lot of injuries, and we'll have to wait and see as to how long his body now holds up. In the World Cup as well, his knee, his toe as well, from the toe injury that he's just recovered from. But it is his dodgy knee which sort of worries me a little as far as his fitness is concerned. But perhaps this English side has enough faith. The medical staffers over there as well, the medical team has enough confidence. I think that's been the message that's been sent across to Josh Buttler, the England captain, in the ODI scheme of things. And as far as Matthew Mott is also concerned, I think that there have been positive reports as far as his body is concerned at the moment. But I'm sure they would want to ease him in as far as bowling those quota of overs is concerned. That is something we'll have to wait and watch as to how big a factor or how big a role, let's say, he assumes with the ball. With the bat, his role is pretty much sorted. He will be the fulcrum as far as that lower middle order is concerned. But with the ball, that is something that we will have to wait and watch. We'll quickly try and answer a couple of questions before we call it a wrap. Amit Nayak is asking if we know anything about KL Rahul's fitness update. Well, Amit, a couple of days back we did see some visuals emerge wherein he was seeing at the non-striker and at a game that was organized by the NCA, one of the simulation matches which was organized. So promising signs, one can say, as far as KL Rahul's injury is concerned, but nothing official being put out there as far as the BCCI is concerned.
Okay, we'll look at a few other questions as well. There are a few questions about the Asia Cup, if I'm not wrong. Akash Bhardwaj is asking, is it true that the Asia Cup squad will be announced on 20th August? I think that's what he's saying. Do we know a date when the Asia Cup will be?
No, so there is no date as yet that we know, but I can tell you one thing that we are getting to know here at Sports Day. One of the delays, or one of the reasons for the delay at the moment, has been the fact that the selection committee, the selectors, want to be very sure and they want to take their time before taking a call on KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer. Both of them have been put in practice. Both of them have been training KL Rahul's keeping as well as batting. As far as KL Rahul is concerned, one of the things that's coming out is it's not just his batting, it's his keeping that is being closely monitored, because what's been told to him is that he needs to be fit enough to be able to keep the wickets for 50 overs. So that's why the delay, they want to be sure of their availability or unavailability. That's why it's taking a little bit of time. What we can tell you is there's a lot of games being organized, there's a close eye, the situation is being closely monitored by the BCCI just for these two players, and which is why there's this bit of a delay at the moment. But sometime in about a couple of days you definitely can expect that squad to be announced. It could be Sunday as well, but this week does look like the week that you can expect the squad to be announced. No date as yet though that we can tell you at the moment. Any other questions though that we can take?
No, I don't think so.
All right then. Okay,
Yep.
We'll come again, guys. We'll join you soon. Do tap that bell icon so that you know when we go live. That was Gargi, my colleague. My name is Harshit. Thank you so much, and stay tuned to Sports Today for all the very latest in the world of sport.